Oh, we've been friends and collaborators for, way back. First project we did called Cronus. It's been 25, 30 years.
Ron is an exceptional visual artist. He's known primarily for the time-lapse cinematography that we've done in these films. He's a terrific editor. He also has a mechanical side where he's actually designed the cameras that we've used on each of the films, Cronus, Baraka, and Samsara. Those techniques have developed and improved over the course of the films we've done. We have a very refined set of mechanical tools that allow all these motion control shots at various frame rates. At the core of all that is a sense of composition that reveals the essence of the subject matter, but in a way that's non-judgmental. And it's a very fine line to walk. That's, I think, why these films work the way they do. We're not trying to transmit information so much as transmit an inner feeling state and not interrupt the flow of that with an opinion. That quality is, I think, what makes his cinematography and approach to art and filmmaking so unique.
The nicest thing about working with someone like Mark is he totally understands the creative process. He's not only a producer, he's a filmmaker. He's a collaborator. He not only had to deal with all this heavy lifting to produce a project like this, but he understood it on a creative level and allowed the project to develop under its own steam. We were out shooting images over 2-3 years and not working with a screenplay, but we just had a kind of a scenario, a concept, and he's very comfortable with that process. This just wouldn't have happened in a traditional sense. Mark was involved in all the creative aspects and understood the flow of the project. And so that's, I think, why we were able to make a film that worked as well as it does.
So Ron and Mark and I have this ongoing personal process as well as creative process that's gone on since Kronos. Then we moved into working on Baraka together. It's like all of our relationships deepened and there were bigger creative challenges. It's definitely an opportunity for growing and also for drawing, seeing more clearly who I am, what it is that I want to say as part of this participation in this trio. They say, out of the 3 arise the 10,000. And so I guess out of these films, there's been a lot of creativity expressed.
Baraka was actually my first introduction into doing film music, actually being involved in something that was, music to film. I won't say picture because it's a very different process, but so it was at that stage which really, it was probably that particular project that opened the doorway or opened the gates for the works that came later, which there became a very strong interest in using my music, but especially my voice in cinema. So it was really, that was the protagonist, if you like. Seeing the work from this stage is very different for me because the Baraka was almost finished when I came on board last time. So this process has been very much the entire building of this exquisite flower with lots of petals of music that's finally sort of coming together.
There was a real sense of collaboration between everyone, and everyone knew the kind of project we were doing was very intuitive, and that we would go out and shoot for 2-3 years, and we'd come back and we'd edit all this material together, knowing that we would find the flow of the film.
One of the great things that you take away from a project like this is the relationships that you make with the people that you work with. And we've been fortunate to work with a lot of the same people over many, many years. Alton Walpole, who is a veteran of many nonverbal films and worked with us on Kronos as well as Baraka. Michael Freeman, who worked on Baraka and took us to Cambodia, also was involved with Samsara. Razmini Gardner, that worked on both of those films. And it's really one of the rewards of doing this is bonding with those people and having those relationships that really carry through beyond the films. Over the course of these films, we've been to 58 countries, and this is really the culmination of all that work.